we've seen in our government agencies is that open source is becoming critically important. It gives them choice, and the reason why it gives them choice is typically they implement with proprietary vendors which stay for many, many years. And it's almost vendor lock-in. Their capital expenditures increase, the skills of the resources become scarce. Open source provides us choice, and it gives it through open standards and broad adoption by many agencies. So I think the government will lower costs over time due to the openness of the community. Plus, it'll bring more innovation to the government. The best way that I like to answer this is with some of my clients. We run some large DoD contracts. We large civilian agencies and the General Services Administration. They're using Red Hat and JBoss technologies to purchase what the government needs to succeed on a daily basis. From paper, through fleet vehicles, through a number of things, open source is powering the purchasing of the government. Open source needs education. A lot of the individuals that are currently in the government have built infrastructures that are based on proprietary products. So the adoption of open source is one of evolution. Legacy is not a bad word in government. It powers the government, it keeps us running, and they're vital assets to the United States. What we need to do is to have broader adoption of open source technologies that build innovation over time and eventually retire the legacy so that we have a modernized infrastructure for U.S. safety and national security. Start small, pick pilot projects, and vet risk. The largest thing that we do is risk mitigation. What we want to do is develop common use cases for open source in government, whether it's purchasing of products, the dissemination of information, or broad reporting requirements. Use it small, build out proficiencies, and build out centers of excellence. Once we develop those, we will have a cadre of folks that are empowered on open standards, and I think that the cost savings for the government in the long term are great. I think what we've been seeing in government is we've been helping the government adopt cloud. And lately, cloud is a mythical term. You know, every vendor has a different cloud strategy. We look at cloud as configurations that are deployable, that are patterned. They're elastic computing. No longer is it required that we have federal data centers with hundreds and hundreds of computers that at times sit idle. The strategy of going into the cloud allows us to do resource usage on demand. And if I could say it, the GAO report that came out in July mentions that there are not a lot of industry providers that are providing knowledge. I believe in baby steps. Take baby steps through your adoption, vet risk, and the cloud is your future.